Hey guys, this is Inks, and this is gonna be a preview of what Final Fantasy XIV is going to look like when it comes out. Hopefully, this is actually false, and this is actually nothing like the game's gonna, or what the game's gonna look like. But I guess we'll see. So I'll start from the beginning, but I am going to skip character creation because it takes a little bit of time and it's really not that interesting. Leave it to say that creating your first character is going to be pretty amazing. If you're used to games like EverQuest 2 or World of Warcraft, character creation in this game is substantially superior. As you can see here, I am looking at a Lancer, a Miqwade Lancer, and when you create your character you can choose things like whether it's Seeker of the Sun or something of the Moon or whatever, and these things affect, I don't actually know what they affect. You're not told anything about what these stats do, but Seeker of the Sun, female, and then your name day, which is 21st Sun of the 5th Umbral Moon. No idea what that even means. Nor the Guardian, for that matter. Like, none of this is documented anywhere. I'm assuming that if you buy the game and you get a manual with it, and the manual it'll say what these things actually are. But right now, I wasn't able to find any information about anything. I have a suspicion that these have something to do with your starting statistics. Oh, actually, yeah, Seeker of the Sun actually is like the melee type, and then the Moon is the caster type for this race. So, but I don't know about Name Day and Guardian. These are kind of a mystery for me. So this Lancer is actually rank 9, and the physical level is 11. So these are two different ways that you can level your character. First is your rank, and you level your rank by using a weapon. So if I'm using a lance like I am here, then rank 9 is, the level of my Lancer. That's my Lancer's level. And then physical level is physical, or like if you use physical abilities, then that's your physical level. And if you cast spells instead, then it'll be like like magical level or whatnot. The world underneath where it says Besaid, that's from that's the server that you're on. And then location is where you actually are in the world. So this is Inks Ray, and I actually started in Gridania. That's my starting city. I actually made a second character too, called Fabio Sax. This guy's name is actually from the game The Witcher. He is a dwarf, obviously not a dwarf in this game. And you can see that I picked a different race. This is like a human, kind of. It's a Highlander, and this guy's a monk, or as they call it, a pugilist, rank 4 pugilist. But I'll start here with Inks, and we'll go ahead and log in. And the first thing that you'll see upon loading in is that the world is really, really, really beautiful. The one thing that Final Fantasy XIV does really well is it has amazing graphics. It's so well done. It's just amazing. You can see things in the distance really, really far away that are a little bit blurred, so you can't see them clearly. But you can see them from so far away. Like, you can see like towers and cities and stuff, so that you know you're going in the right direction. You don't constantly have to gaze at your map and just to figure out where you are. So here I am. I am actually playing with a controller, and that's actually the first thing that I want to cover, is that with a controller it's actually pretty easy to move around. You can look up and down. You can actually speed up how fast you look up and down and around. And this is it's really easy to move the controller. I think majority of this is thanks to the fact that the Final Fantasy XI was actually made for a controller, and what I suspect they did here was they optimized for the controller first before going after the keyboard. You can also play with the keyboard, so I'm actually going to switch to the keyboard here, and you can use the WASD keys to move around, and you know, like move your mouse around and just kind of see you know, the canopy or whatever. You can look up or down. But the thing about navigating using the controller is that when you're using the controller, you can also navigate the menus a lot faster and easier. When you use the keyboard, navigating the menus is a chore. It's literally atrocious to use the keyboard to navigate the menus, and that's bad. That's not a good thing. If you're gonna release this for the PC, you're really gonna want to have awesome keyboard controls, and you know, that's not really that hard. I honestly don't know what the hell Square-Enix was thinking, releasing this for the PC first and then for PlayStation 3 later. I don't know if their schedules slipped, or if they're basically making the PC release just like a prolonged open beta. I don't know what they were really thinking, but keyboard controls are awful. They're totally awful, and if you want to play this game, I recommend you get like a USB controller, like a PlayStation 2 or an Xbox equivalent controller with a bunch of buttons on it, because it's a lot easier to move around with a controller. So I'm actually in a camp right now. It's an Aetheryte camp. If you look at the map here, I'm at Camp Emerald Moss, and this is in the land of Gridania. Gridania is kind of a huge forest with, it looks like a labyrinth if you look at it here. This is part of Gridania, all this area, and if you follow this road all the way down here, this is Gridania, and this is like the capital city. You actually don't have to run everywhere. Once you get these, if you look at the map here, where it says Camp Bent Branch, that's another camp, and then 5 Hangs on the lower right, and then Humble Hearth is on the on the left. Those are all kind of like waypoints. Like if you think Diablo 2 style, those are waypoints that you can kind of attune yourself to and then teleport to. And teleporting is actually pretty awesome. Teleporting, you can use something called anima, and you can teleport places on the map where you've been before, where you've attuned yourself to the waypoint. So moving around in this game is actually pretty easy. You have 100 anima, and it refreshes over time. I'll actually go ahead and show you guys this here. So you go teleport, and then you can choose locations. These locations are like a top of the tree. So there are 5 major areas. La Nausea is where like the sea and the Lima Lominsa, whatever city is, with like the fishermen and marauders and pirates and stuff. Or at least I think that's what it is. Yeah. So if you go here, you have a list of different waypoints where you can teleport, and it costs 6 anima to teleport there. The Black Shroud is where I am. It's in Gridania, and it takes 4 anima to teleport. So these are the waypoints that I have. Obviously the capital city, and then these camps, Camp Tranquil, Emerald Moss, and Ben Branch. And then Thanalan is Ul'dah, which I don't have. Apparently I did not attune to the Ul'dah crystal, but I have Camp Black Brush, which is right next to it. So if I ever want to go to Ul'dah, I can just click on this and teleport there. So as you can see here, teleport locations to the Black Shroud, which is Ul'dah, and then La Nausea, which is Lima Lominsa. These each take 6. Whereas if I want to, or sorry, Thanalan and La Nausea. Whereas Black Shroud, which is Gridania, which is the city where I started, each one costs only 4 anima to teleport to. So if you want to teleport to like another nation, it's going to cost you. I don't know what Korthus is, or Mordona, because I've never been there. It's possible that they are areas that might not be in the open beta, or maybe I just haven't been there, I don't know. But yeah, so that's the teleport. One thing I want to show you guys also while I'm still here and not moving around is the menu. So on my controller I have the menu bound to key number 4. Button number 4. It doesn't really tell you much. It's like basically if you've ever played Final Fantasy, it's like the top button top that you open the menu with, like Final Fantasy 9 or 10. So when you approach something, you see this exclamation mark blinking in my screen. When you approach something like the Aetheryte Crystal, you open your menu and it says interactions on the right. You can open that and go Aetheryte, and then it pops up a menu for that, for that object that you're close to. So you can do a variety of things. You can read the Call of Adventure, which is basically like a guide on how to play the game, how to plug in your keyboard, basically. View faction standings, which is going to show you your faction standings. So I'll go ahead and select that, and it says current faction standings for this location are as follows. And then it tells you Brotherhood of the Broken Blade, Azema Shields, and Horn on Hand. I don't really know what those are. Like, they don't really explain anything in the beta, so no idea. But Guardian's Favor. Guardian's Favor appears to be something that regenerates over time, or maybe you earn it back over time somehow. In any case, Guardian's Favor is something that you can use when you start a quest, or a levy, as they call it in this game. And you can use 10 Guardian's Favor to give yourself a buff. And the buff is like an XP buff, so you will basically level up faster while doing the levies. And then initiate levy quests, which I don't actually have any for Camp Emerald Moss. This is because I already used up like my 8 levies for 48 hours or something, so I really can't do any levies right now. I did fraps a bunch of videos where I was actually doing some levies. Maybe I'll splice them into this. We'll see. But going back to the menu, so you have a bunch of options in the menu. This is like an overwhelming amount of options. So the first one is attributes and gear. This is pretty straightforward. On the left, you'll see that it tells you how much strength, vitality, dexterity, etc. you have. Accuracy, evasion, stuff like that. You can't actually go over to the left, and you can't actually mouse over these, and like if I use my mouse, like you can't click on this and it won't really show you what these values actually mean. So this is something that if you come from games like WoW, which has a pretty robust and awesome AI, even default AI, this is like a step backwards 10 years, so you can't really see anything. It's really poorly done. In the middle here, you see you have your weapons. Like I have my lance, and then my clothing, my gloves, which I don't have any, my shirt, my undergarment, which apparently has durability too. And right now in the beta, the undergarments are broken, and broken in the sense that you can't repair them. So once your undergarments break, basically you are running around without any panties. So yeah, pretty cool. Well, as a Mithra anyway. Or, sorry, a Miquote anyway. So this is your gear, so you can go ahead and go here and select what you want for your gear. When you click gloves, it pops you into this menu, and then you can choose out of everything that you have you can use. So I don't really have any gloves right now. Let's say I select pants. It shows you other pants that you have that you can wear. I have weathered tights. Then if you look on a little bit higher where it says defense and evasion, if it's in red, that means